recognizes the gentlewoman from Iowa, Ms. Hinson, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning. Thank you so much, Judges Conrad and St. Eve, for being with us today and answering our questions. In my district in Northeast Iowa, we are home to the Northern District of Iowa for the U.S. District Court, and we are very blessed to have the leadership of our Chief Judge, C.J. Williams, and the strong presence of the court in our community. So I just want to say thank you to the great people who work in our federal courthouse. My office also happens to be in the building, so we get to see them on a regular basis. And I know how committed our officials are to really protecting the integrity of their operations, and I do want to make sure that they have the tools necessary to respond to the evolving threats that we're seeing. And I'm running back and forth between the Homeland Security Subcommittee meeting and this one, and so I just want to go to kind of an issue that kind of ties into both. I also serve on the Select Committee on the Chinese Communist Party, and I remain deeply concerned about the state-sponsored cyber attacks and threats that we've seen coming out of the CCP. This really affects all branches of the federal government, including the judiciary. So we've seen how those actors with the PRC are really targeting our federal networks, the critical infrastructure there, and even attempting to exploit many of those vulnerabilities within our judicial institutions. So given this threat landscape that we continue to see from the PRC, what specific steps are being taken to ensure that the judiciary's IT systems and applications are protected from these attacks from foreign adversaries? And is there a higher level of coordination happening with CISA, with the marshals, other federal agencies to ensure that these systems are safe and secure?
Yes, thank you. The cybersecurity has been a priority of the judiciary, especially since 2021. We have an IT committee that focuses on this, and yes, we are coordinating with CISA. We've gotten input from them on our systems. We've coordinated with the Director of Cybersecurity. We have a 5-year plan that we started in 2022 with this committee. We submitted a 5-year funding plan for cybersecurity and IT modernization. On the security side, we've implemented a lot of changes, including zero trust architecture, multi-factor identification. So a judge or a staff member can't sign in at their desktop or remotely without dual authentication now. That's one of the standards we've been recommended to put in place. We're also putting a great effort forward to modernize our equipment. Some of it's obsolete, and because it's so old, it's really at a security risk. So by modernizing our equipment, we are prioritizing security with that new equipment, and with that just comes increased security procedures. So we thank this subcommittee because a couple years ago we had a cyber debriefing and we talked about a 5-year plan, and we put a 5-year funding plan in place, and it's important that we continue to get that money, and we have been putting it to good use.
Yeah. Well, I would love to get some more details on some of the other things that you've put into place, just kind of an accounting of that so far. So a 5-year plan, obviously kind of then up in 2027 to kind of look at maybe next steps there. Just want to make sure that we're keeping pace with what we need to keep up with that threat.
Happy to do that.
Yeah, so I appreciate that, maybe on follow-up. And then one quick question as my time is coming into end. When I look at a rural state like mine here in Iowa, we know that there can be some barriers to accessing federal courts. We know, you mentioned judges that are going back and forth. I had a lunch with the chief judge a few weeks ago to talk through some of those concerns, especially as the caseloads continue to grow. So what are some of the challenges that courts are facing in managing this demand, and how critical is it that we have the adequate number of judgeships to meet those growing caseloads?
So thank you for that question, because I do think there is a need that we proved last year for more judges, and hope to use the momentum that we established with the Senate and the House last year in terms of all 3 entities agreeing with respect to that need. We have a judge's bill that is currently in the House right now. Our judicial conference has recommended 69 new district court judge positions and 2 appellate court positions, and those are based on a very careful study of the 94 districts in the country and the places where judgeships are most needed, and so that is an area where we could benefit tremendously if the positions were created.
I think it's the Judges Act. So yeah, absolutely. Well, I appreciate you testifying today, and I think I'll stay tuned for round two. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.